And at 6 is next.
Now, from the station on your side, this is WAVY News 10.
It's a scene repeated across the community of Waverly. Mother Nature leaving her mark on properties and on families. Tonight, a small town not waiting for someone to help them. They're already starting down the road to recovery with support from each other. Good evening and welcome to this special edition of WAVY News 10 at 6. I'm Nicole Livas.
And I'm Tom Shad, live in Waverly. This is a community in mourning and cleanup mode. It's a small, tight-knit, everyone knows everyone kind of place. Well, someone like this, when something like this happens, it does hurt all the 2,300 people who live here in this community. But already, Waverly is in recovery mode, as we have witnessed today. Let's take a look at some video we shot earlier from Chopper 10. At this point, we want to check out those pictures we saw at first light. Dramatic photos. The 3 people killed in yesterday's afternoon tornado have been identified. Several others were hurt. The National Weather Service also on the ground here this morning, as they say the tornado was rated an EF1 with winds up to 110 miles an hour. Governor McAuliffe has also paid visits to this community and 2 others in Virginia to assess the damage, and help is rolling in as well. The Red Cross is offering assistance to victims as well as other agencies and charities across the area. We have 2 reports from Waverly tonight. 10 on your side's Jason Marks and photographer Aaron Kurtz. They were here yesterday, the first local crew on the scene when they got here shortly after that storm rolled through. And Jason, at 4 o'clock, you talked to some people who were just awestruck by what had happened, and you talked to the family today of those 3 people killed in that mobile home. You have quite a story to tell.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. You know, today we got to Waverly, and you heard the sound of heavy machinery. You heard chainsaws. You heard that everywhere. People were cleaning up. But even though people were focusing on cleaning up all the debris, they couldn't help but forget the 3 people who lost their lives yesterday.
I miss my son.
Supported by family, Janice Jones still can't believe her son Larry is gone.
I'm gonna miss him. We all gonna truly, truly miss him. Can't imagine how it's gonna be without Larry.
50-year-old Larry Turner, a father of 4, lived right here in Waverly. The spot now surrounded by debris. The spot where only cinder blocks remain. The spot where stairs go to nowhere.
I mean, it was something big in the air. It was like it was way up in the air. It's sitting there turning or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So it had to be all this stuff from the park, you know what I'm saying, that was up in the air. It was way up in the air, just turning.
Turner's cousin, Ricky Stiff, had no idea that the tornado was headed right for his cousin's mobile home.
Like, I'm never going to see him again, you know what I'm saying?
Turner was in the home with his 30-year-old girlfriend, her 2-year-old son, Ian Lewis, and Ian's 26-year-old uncle, Divine Stringfield. They were thrown about 300 yards. Turner's girlfriend was the only survivor. Today was not only a day for cleaning up, but one of grieving.
And I lost my son, and that hurts deeply.
The community will now have to lean on each other for support, knowing brighter days are just around the corner.
I don't wish it on nobody, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, amazing when you look at the images, especially that mobile home that was right behind us, and it's just gone, and the stairs are still just sitting there. You mentioned that amazing story of survival, that mother that was in that home. She recovered, or she's recovering, I should say, in the hospital. Right. Somehow she survived. Many of you at home have asked, what can we do to help out that family? You know, they lost a lot. We put a link to a GoFundMe page on our website, WAVY.com, and it's obviously going to take them a very long time to recover.
All right, thank you, Jason Marks. And an eerie quiet descending upon Waverly right now. There is a curfew in effect at 7 o'clock tonight. And just a couple of hours ago, Governor McAuliffe got a first-hand look at what we saw from Chopper 10 this morning. One of 3 stops for the governor, who talked with storm victims and addressed their ever-changing weather patterns that we've seen over the strange times of the year here. Aaron Kelly spoke with the governor this afternoon and joins us now with more. So what did he have to say, Aaron?
Tom, he said his heart goes out to the people that lost loved ones, that lost their friends, that lost their lives, and they're still assessing the damage from this tornado. And he said already it appears the damage is in the millions.
Flying in on a helicopter, you can see for miles and miles
just entire trees snapped over like matchsticks.
The images from Chopper 10 show the devastation caused by a tornado that hit Waverly Wednesday.
So this is the heart of it right here, huh?
On Thursday, Governor Terry McAuliffe met with victims and toured the area where 3 people died.
There was actually a gentleman in a truck that a tree fell on top of just up ahead of us.
The man in that truck was William Brown, who tried to get ahead of the storm. He thought he hit a ditch.
That hit me from the back, and I didn't see it.
The tree hit your truck?
Yeah, hit my truck and hit me, and had the doors closed, so I couldn't get out. I finally wedged my way out, and I didn't know where to go. I just went across the street.
Across the street were reminders of the life a family had from before the storm.
We saw the devastation there. We saw some of the homes with their roofs ripped off. You know, it's just hard to see, imagine what people went through when this storm was going on last night.
And we felt the same way, Tom. Yeah. Hard to imagine what people went through last night when we came out here and we saw the devastation. That road was blocked with that man's truck earlier this morning. It's been cleared now. The assessment's going to take next week, this week, and then the state will have 30 days to apply for federal help. That's what the governor says. So he was out here today, and everybody else here will be continuing to clean up over the next days to come.
The shock seems to be wearing off right now as people get back into recovery mode, but a long way to go to get this town back to normal. We're going to hear more a little bit later on in this newscast. Until then, let's go back to my co-anchor Nicole Livas and Chief Meteorologist Don Slater in the studio. Guys?
Amazing stories and amazing images. You know, when we were on the air at this time last night, Don, we didn't have all the details about the storm. But when the Weather Service gets out there, they really learn what happened.
What happens is that they do a site survey. They fly above it and have a look around, and they're looking for twisted debris. In other words, with a circulation.
Show a path.
Yeah, it shows a definite path, and this thing really did. Here's what the National Weather Service determined out of this. It was an EF1 with a wind speed of 100 to 110 miles an hour. Now the path was 9 miles long from south of town, and there's where it was. Right at 2:31 in the afternoon. That's about where it touched down, right on into here, and continued northeastward. 300 miles wide in terms of damage, but it'd be scattered damage way out from it. In terms of real damage, it'd probably be only about 50 yards wide. And of course, we've got that information in terms of the destruction. Here's the latest on where this storm was. Here's around 460. Here's Wakefield, and again, it developed south of town, moved right on through town. And again, this is it's unusual for it to take a direct beeline right through this town, but it certainly did into the town of Waverly. Tornadoes, 13 or 14 actual reported. Look at all the damage reports from yesterday, and there are some of these not on this map, but it's all quiet for the day. Today, we'll show you what's going on for tomorrow and into the weekend and beyond. That'll be coming up with my forecast for you in just a few minutes.
We're also getting a look at other damage here in the metro. A 10 on your side viewer sent us this picture from Virginia Beach. The powerful winds blew over the canopy at the Exxon station in Kings Grant. We received dozens of other pictures from across the area. Remember, if you see breaking news and weather, and it's safe to do so, take the picture or video and send it to reportit@wavy.com. Mother Nature's wrath reached far and wide across Virginia. To the west in Appomattox County, a 78-year-old man died after being thrown from his mobile home. It's believed a tornado with winds up to 165 miles an hour ripped through the community of Evergreen. And in Essex County, 25 people were hurt when a large tornado struck. Nearly 20 buildings were either damaged or destroyed in the storm. We'll get to some of the other news of the day next at 6, including another police officer under arrest, the bizarre chain of events that landed her in jail. Plus,
there's a problem on the streets plaguing Hampton roads. Gangs, kids as young as 10 years old, lured into the lifestyle.
That if we don't do something to help them now, we may lose them.
What will it take to stop the violence? I'm Joe Fisher. We're having that conversation coming up in just a few minutes.
Those stories and more as we continue on this Thursday night.
You're watching WAVY News 10 at 6 with Tom Shad, Nicole Livas, Chief Meteorologist Don Slater, and Bruce Waiters Sports.
What is going on?
Today we're going to run a slalom course, not down the mountain, but up it.
That's terrifying.
In one of these.
Sweet.
The Chevy Silverado offers a combination of four-wheel drive and an exclusive auto-locking rear differential.
Let's do this.
So if a rear wheel starts to slip, the axle automatically locks to provide better traction.
Feels like a beast. Grip's great. Dude, that was awesome.
Now during Truck Month, get this Silverado All-Star with a total value of $7,500. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
There's a reason it's called Hampton Roads, because it seems like you're always on the road, and nothing's better than being behind the wheel of the Honda CR-V. CR-V keeps you safe with Honda Sensing, which reduces your potential for a collision and keeps you connected with Honda Link. For all the things you're into, the all-purpose CR-V can be yours for just $229 a month from your Hampton Roads Honda dealer. Honda, it's the perfect ride for Hampton Roads.
I've been a turkey farmer my whole life, and I raise turkey for Shady Brook Farms. We don't use growth-promoting antibiotics. That's just the way things should be done. That's important to me. My name is Glenn, and I'm an independent turkey farmer.
Shady Brook Farms. No growth-promoting antibiotics. Just honest, simple turkey.
Right now at Star Motors, all new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram vehicles are reduced. You pay what we pay.
That's right. You pay the same price Star Motors employees pay.
Star employee pricing saves time and gives you all the information you need to make the right selection.
Our no-haggle employee price approach is completely different from the norm.
It's honest and fair to all customers.
Come in now for Ram Truck Month at Star Motors,
where you always get that one-of-a-kind Star treatment.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Michael & Son Services.
Back now with a Newport News police officer arrested and on administrative leave. Layla Underwood is charged with felony destruction of property and misdemeanor assault on a family member. Police say her husband reported she assaulted him, broke his car windows, and damaged his property during a fight Tuesday night. Officer Underwood says her husband assaulted and threatened her. Kevin Underwood is charged with misdemeanor assault. A September trial date has been set for a woman accused of murdering her son and carrying his body around in the trunk of her car. Tanya Slayton was indicted for murder earlier this month. State police say troopers found Quincy Davis's body in the trunk of her car during a traffic stop on I-64 last June. Her son had been missing for years. His cause of death was undetermined, but prosecutors say the manner of death does not appear to be natural. A Granby High School student is in custody after officers say they found a gun in school. Norfolk police and school security were told at around 9 this morning that a student had a concealed gun in a classroom. They found the 17-year-old and the weapon. Charges are pending. Next at 6, a dangerous trend for children in Hampton Roads. If you get in a gang, is there a way to get out or avoid them in the first place? A 10 on your side investigation next.
We asked our Mercedes-Benz customers about their experience at Tysinger.
There's a culture at Tysinger to really take care of the client as a whole.
That's the Tysinger difference.
There's never any pressure. We're here to help people find solutions that work for them.
For a limited time, lease a new CLA 250 for only $299 a month. Or a new GLA 250. It's also just $299 a month. Plus Tysinger's pickup and delivery service.
The Tysinger Automotive Family, just off I-64 in Hampton, or at Tysinger.com.
Do you think when you're present you'll be paid as much as if it were a male?
This is one of the jobs where they have to pay you the same. But there are so many examples where that doesn't happen. I'm going to do everything I can to make sure every woman in every job gets paid the same as the men who are doing that job.
I'm Hillary Clinton, and I approve this message.
It's a sale so extraordinary, we had to add an extra day to the year. The Leap Year Sale at Ashley Home Store. Jump at 29% savings or leap at no interest till next leap year. Ends Monday at Ashley Home Store in Chesapeake and Virginia Beach.
Saturday, March 5th, the professional bull riders return to Hampton Coliseum for one huge night of nothing but world-class bull riding. Tickets start at just $15. Get them now at Ticketmaster.com. The PBR Blue Death Tour, presented by Real Time Pain Relief.
Beautiful windows, serious energy savings.
Plus, a true lifetime warranty, that's the difference.
Window World, WAVY's experts on your side.
Save thousands of Washingtons, Lincolns, and Jacksons during our Save the President sale. Make no payments for 3 months and save more presidents than ever before at Southern Buick GMC Lynn Haven. Drive a new Buick Encore, $185 a month, or a new Buick Verano, $199 a month. Keep those presidents in your pocket, plus a lifetime of benefits with the Southern Hospitality Buyers Program during the Save the President sale at Southern Buick GMC Lynn Haven.
We are Southern.
DrivingSouthern.com.
From the station on your side, you're watching WAVY News 10 at 6.
Back now with the problem plaguing Hampton roads, and your kids may get caught up in it. Gangs are invading neighborhoods, putting your safety and your family at risk. Our investigation is not on the latest act of violence, but what's being done to stop the next. Here's 10 on your side's Joe Fisher.
136. That's how many homicides were reported last year throughout Hampton roads. Police say more than 50% of those deaths can be traced back to gangs in some way. Fear, threats, intimidation are all reasons people get wrapped up in the lifestyle. The question left hanging in the balance is if that cycle of violence will ever stop.
A man shot and bleeding out in Newport News.
Police have linked a notorious house in Hampton to gang activity.
Day in and day out.
Well, now to a shooting investigation in Portsmouth.
Violence on city streets across Hampton roads.
The pain hurts.
Mario Bird's 2 friends were shot and killed in 2014.
Basically, you just need somebody to talk to.
The Warwick High School senior is now committed to restoring hope among his classmates.
Why do you think kids your age get themselves wrapped up into stuff like that?
Because I feel like it's all that they feel like they have. Because if you're in a gang, they feel like they support you.
Police say a sense of belonging, peer pressure, and family ties are all reasons why people, especially kids, are lured into gangs.
The gang recruiters aren't telling you, oh, by the way, you're going to be exposed to violence, you're going to get beat up, you're going to get shot at.
Newport News Police Chief Richard Myers says when there's a violent crime in his city, suspects can usually be tied to a gang. A 6-person team is tracking the city's 44 known gangs, more than 1,000 gang members.
Sometimes they just like the thrill, the rush of the crime. I can go out and I could steal a car and we can have this fun. Maybe the chance of me getting caught is slim. Money, power, respect is a big one in the gang world.
This gang detective, who asked us not to show his face, says a no snitching policy on the streets oftentimes makes it difficult for investigators to crack cases.
There's a code where if you confront another gang, you can be killed. I mean, there's beat downs, there's all kinds of rules and regulations. We have a lot of gang-on-gang violence in this city.
It's not just crime scenes associated with gangs, but the computer screen too. That includes recruiting members through social media. Police call them white-collar gangs.
The risk of violence is far less if you're stealing identity and working on the computer as opposed to sticking a gun in somebody's ribs.
If you think gangs are isolated to Newport News, think again. 10 on your side reached out to every police department in the region and learned there's 25 gangs in Norfolk, 21 apiece in Portsmouth and Chesapeake, and 15 gangs each in Hampton and Suffolk. Each gang ranges from just 3 members to 70 or more.
We've had them as young as 11. Out committing crimes.
We're trying to get them before they become a statistic, before they get caught up in the system.
Enter Gang Prevention Coordinator Miranda Eccles. Hired in 2013, Eccles runs a small team working to combat the growth of gangs in Newport News. The city spends roughly $1.1 million on gang prevention each year.
Because if you don't believe that you can be better, and no one has told you that you can do better, you walk around thinking that this is all that life has to offer me. And it's not.
The Youth and Gang Violence Prevention Office attempts to get young adults ages 12 to 24 involved in positive activities. That's the age Eccles says kids are at risk, exhibiting behaviors like committing crimes, staying out late, missing school, and generally being unproductive.
Get in your kids' business and find out what they're doing. Talk to their friends. Talk to their friends' parents. Be involved in the life of a child.
The cycle of violence can stop, she says. It's about education and kids not only learning from adults, but their peers.
A lot of people come up with the stereotype that you're a product of your environment, but in all honesty, you're a product of the decisions that you make.
So what about the future of gangs? Police say the criminal element is likely here to stay, but the hope is that through conversations and awareness just like this, that the root of the problem will eventually be weeded out. For a list of resources where you live, head over to WAVY.com and click on this story. I'm Joe Fisher, 10 on your side.
Now, your Super Doppler 10 forecast with Chief Meteorologist Don Slater.
All is quiet today in terms of any storms. Obviously, it's been windy, but you stepped outside and it wasn't that bad for the temperature. Well, that's going to change. Wind is going to drop on down, and the temperature is going to drop on down, too. Now, there is some rain off to the north, on up between Washington and about the Fredericksburg area. And then we could see a sprinkle toward the Middle Peninsula and the Northern Neck, but it's not likely to be anything much at all. Snow confined to the mountains. It hits the mountains and falls, but then past the mountains again, it's just plain gone. So we're not looking at anything there. Here's the storm, the parent of the whole situation. And we really started following it when it was in Texas. Well, it's worked its way all the way on up into New England now. We've got colder air out there, but no snow for us. You can see it's all well off to the north, not bothering us at all. You can see it moving toward New England. And the storm itself, you see it traveling right through here, the swirl of the weather pattern right on into here into upstate New York. You can see all the snow on up into there. Wind is indicated by clouds. Of course, we had the storms move through last night, about 23 hours ago. And today, during the day, you see all this Ripley effect in the cloud cover. There's the storms of last night. Those are gone now. And we start focusing on what's ahead. Kind of ripples, just kind of like a washboard in the cloud cover. That's because of the wind. Right? The wind hits the mountains, and then it kind of goes like that and creates the clouds that we've seen during the day today. The wind is going to drop off a little bit during the overnight hours and for the day tomorrow. 10 to 15 miles an hour, but it'll be rather gusty at times, and occasionally it'll pop on up to 20, 25 miles an hour, especially over the north end, and most especially over the eastern shore. I think you'll likely see winds continue for the eastern shore during the day tomorrow, and then finally drop off totally tomorrow night. 47 degrees by 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That's about 10 degrees cooler than it was today. It'll be a little breezy at times during the day, and then tomorrow night, winds should drop off into Saturday morning. Saturday is going to be even cooler. And as far as cloud cover, not that much, but look at 45 degrees. Definitely cooler for the day coming up on Saturday, but it will warm up after that, and you can see the beginnings of that with a southerly wind at the end of the day coming up Saturday, so it'll warm up Sunday. Beautiful cloud patterns during the latter part of the day. Lots of cloud cover. Once we get, it was sunny this morning, and then cloud cover, lots of clouds, and then now we're seeing the clouds break on up, and a beautiful, beautiful sunset out there for right now. Temperatures into the low to mid 50s, and they're going to drop on down overnight. Still a bit on the breezy side. Let's check out Hampton for any kind of wind that we've got going on. It's 50 degrees, and it's not going to cooperate with me. And the computer crashed. So, the computer totally crashed. So I've got no forecast to show you, but I can tell you what the forecast is going to be, what we've got going on for tonight, and the computer just froze up. Right now we're in the 50, 55 degree range. We're going to drop on down to about 35, 38 degrees for an overnight low. We'll see our skies start out sunny. Then we'll see a few clouds in the afternoon. A little bit breezy, as I showed you, around 10 to 15 miles an hour, gusting at times to around 20 miles an hour. And what we're looking at over the next for day tomorrow is high temperatures around 45, 48 degrees. It'll definitely be cooler, a little breezy, not as windy as we've seen for the day today. And we'll also likely see temperatures cool off even further, around 45 on Saturday. But Sunday, back on up to about 60, and it'll likely be between 55 and 60 each afternoon between Sunday all the way into Wednesday. Wednesday, we'll start to see a chance of some rainfall into the area, and then cooler again on Thursday. How's that for memorizing the whole works? Again, with the computer crashing, we've got a beautiful evening. We'll have full updates coming up at 11. Stay with us.
Next at 6, we take you back to Waverly with a look at where the small town goes from here after that deadly tornado. Stay with us.
How does Hyundai celebrate being #1 in customer loyalty 6 years in a row? By giving you their absolute best offers during Hyundai's #1 sales drive. Hyundai's giving you more safety, more technology, more value. Oh, and of course, more warranty. Get more for less during Hyundai's #1 sales drive. Buy new Sonatas with 0 APR for 60 months, plus $1,750 bonus cash. Buy new Elantras with 0 APR for 72 months, plus $1,500 bonus cash at your Hampton Roads Hyundai dealer.
EVMS is a wonderful, a wonderful place, and I think a real treasure for the area here. I think patients appreciate knowing that their doctors are working together over something as important as their health.
Everyone has their own tastes, and Kroger has something for the one who likes eating healthy, the one who loves to eat everything, and the one just learning to eat. From cleaning the plate to cleaning the house, you'll find a brand for everyone in your family. And because everyone loves to save money, our exclusive brands are affordable too. Delicious, delightful, and made just for you. Everything to make your everyday special with our family of brands at Kroger.
36 years ago, this nation faced a period of doubt. After a failed presidency, it felt like America was in decline, our economy was stagnant, and the American dream felt like it was slipping away. And then we elected a president that inspired us, who asked us to remember who we were and who believed, as we do, that America's greatest days always lie ahead. Well, now the children of the Reagan Revolution are ready to assume the mantle of leadership.
Absolutely, ma'am. Your installation date is guaranteed. See you at 9.
It's free furnace time again, ain't it, Todd?
$995 with a matched air conditioner. It's close to free.
They's all here, ain't they?
Waiting to install factory fresh systems.
Hey, there's Bandit.
868-7600. Always on time, or you don't pay a dime. 868.
Get your 1-hour furnace deal before February 28th.
Want a new Hyundai? Priority Hyundai. Want a Elantra for $13,987? Priority Hyundai. Sonata for $17,987? Priority Hyundai. 0% financing. Priority Hyundai. Priorities for life? Priority Hyundai.
Back now with more from Waverly. My co-anchor Tom Shadd has been there all afternoon. So Tom, what is next for the tight-knit community?
Nicole, I guess it depends on who you ask, because everybody here has been affected by this tragedy differently. It's darkness has fallen here now, and the workplaces are silent as people get ready to continue their cleanup efforts on the next day. But the fact remains that 3 people lost their lives here in this tragedy, and in a small town of 2,300, that is a huge price to pay. Still, there is hope. $11 million of damage was done here in Waverly. The governor, of course, is going to be asking for federal help to come in here and try to get this town back on its feet. But it's going to be the residents themselves that are able to pick up the pieces here as they continue to clean up from this disaster that struck yesterday afternoon. Our coverage of the cleanup efforts continues on WAVY TV 10, on Fox 43, and again here at 11 o'clock. You can check out WAVY.com for more pictures from the scene, as well as how you can help. And on the go, have our news and weather apps ready for anything that happens. And now we want to switch to some pictures from Chopper 10 because they really tell the story, showing the scope of the damage. Pictures from 800 feet in the air, flying over random houses that were just destroyed by this force of nature. This illustrates how life can change in mere seconds, especially those randomly selected by a force of nature too rough for any human being to control. For all of us here, Jason Marks, Aaron Kelly, Nicole Livas, and Don Slater, and all of us on your side, good night from Waverly, Virginia.